The program Good Morning Saloon they continue as we hear from one part with headline story. Them today we look at the current situation na Yenga and the living how the people wait up na Yenga they live. And inside the studio we get for talk to security sector and also civil society and member of parliament from that part of the country today inside the program today Good Morning Saloon. But we start for look at issues we say during the rebel one at Saloon. Guinea peacekeeping troop been based na Yenga na the Kisiteng chiefdom Kalaun district for Saloon pan the Fed. But 23 years after the war, Guinea troops still based na Yenga inside Saloon. And plenty complaint on the come out from people we tap na Yenga about where they allege say the Guinea soldier them can treat them bad. And this behind them been fire gunshot still. Waiting at the current situation na Yenga, I've been there and put this report together. After plenty tension and news about the issue of Yenga, where the Saloon border with Guinea at the Kisiteng chiefdom Kailaun district, where the democracy can waka starts na Kwendu when at the big town 2 miles to Yenga, and the tension you dey sense some na the town, but no been tap day. Akam na pengu bengu na the side where Saloon soldier they don't base now, and from pengu bengu you dey see the Guineans there. So that mean all sit down they watch themselves, but I been asked whether they will allow me for cross. But this now advice from one of the military officers them, where according to them are not safe, and me safety no guarantee. How far the checkpoint from here?
Something like 300 meters.
So that means they don't move from the normal base where they meet.
They don't come before yeah. Because in town, I go and any job we are far in short like whatsoever. Then we refuse until they want prepare for. So we say.
But another side. Again, we said the Saloon troop base, na Sokoma, where another village very close to Yenga, where the Guinea soldier them be one can take. After when they don't take over Yenga, this have been the description of waiting they happen na Sokoma. So na the Basadi. Na the cross.
Yes.
Na yanda Oba
na Guinea.
Oba na Guinea, right?
Yes. Na the band this. Na the Watadi. Okay, let's now Watadi the baking with it.
Usan.
Inside the but they don't put the butter and the baking. They put the baking under for claim na Yenga. Now yanda na the camp is open. Okay, this one is one of them camp this. Na the camp.
This one, this one is from this point.
Yenga na behind.
So under na Guinea, I call that one.
Nangoa.
Na the young town and
yeah. Now the brain of the ferry, they get ferry under.
Ferry get the ferry.
Yeah,
and the controller now.
Yes. They don't pull them canoe, they don't go to the end of that. Well,
I think they see movement from this mango tick.
Mobile, watch one of middle mango tick and people in it. Mango stand so your man in it again is so near it. Now they pack so. Okay, right now till that they watch you while they watch them. Okay, this no go on table. So for Musat map so na Guinea this is so this now that radio that pole is in Guinea.
Na Guinea poles then. The mosque, everything
Anongoa.
As I mentioned earlier, the tension between Saloon and Guinea for Yenga don't be for long term.
Ibrahim Ba from Kwendu. We like me at Napiamina bike man. The tension we don't start for a very long time. But like if it don't become a touch between we the civilians and self-being at the other side. Always in attention we will not for do this, we will not for do that, and then get the place till we able to deploy soldiers on the ground.
What in there what I can do then say let una do?
Like then say we know for even fed for passenger at the place. We will for wait till passenger can come into it. And waiting them feel for like happen and for happen there. Until what you feel for do this.
What now some of the incidents would I do record?
When we go plan the street lights and what the side when Yenga and with the flag what we put up there. Guinea man and can broke they smash everything to pieces. Smash everything, they even pull the flag them burn and like we self we spend will be there, in a sweet way, like we'll be raise up the tension, we say we'll go for cut staff every rope. So just and can these are make a lot of threats. Say we own authorities and can they can't tension with them. Say long left the long no retaliate. Long not on that long left. Well, one time we ride out them in don't beat one of rider there, then damage and or like the soldiers and
Guinea soldier.
Yes, damage and they even cuts near Yaya in Un. Or like we self we go to your intention, we beat soldiers and I know them cross over all so we touch them. Some then swim and swim go.
The Guinea soldier.
Yes, but later on we authorities them in can the intention we left all thing. Yes.
Lately again they say young people at this place mobilize and want for attack. Is that true?
Yeah, we mobilize we come na Pengu Bengu, we been come for canteen na Yenga, but like the stop we still don't come. We be know the reason we think out today.
Still a Sokoma.
They talk to Tambacho Fula in a Youthman, a Sokoma village. Guinea then be stopped with for law no enter now swam then. But after that, then I the Guinea Parliamentary chief and the Salon Parliamentary chief then come meet up now their own meeting then do the agreement that day. Then we give we go ahead say so for law we continue and do we work now we swam. But after that, by them 4 to 5 o'clock, now we see the Guinea man then come on Guinea, then count then can't take the whole ton. So now this ton then can't tell, then can't interview the par, but the meeting with them hold then he won't tell and say, then no one see, then Yeri say the salon soldiers and there. And then say na Guinea, then no one see salon soldiers and naya. So after that day, then go back. So that next day, we have Yeri, we then shoot 3 times that next day. So we back, we get 2 soldiers and naya. So that morning now, then give the report. So that Monday now, begin to see the salon soldiers are back, begin focus inside. So for now, we get Boku salon military then naya.
How lifestyle like for una?
Well, the life is difficult for we because we're not really happy. The life is difficult. As you see, the old town people then don't run away like that. Wednesday, the people then run away to go Kwendu, then villages, then all then pack them bundles and then go. Now we demand no more there with one woman then back na Santen then can camp. So na net and can go back na Kwendu.
Una keep go na una farm then?
No, I they go na farm, but people then na bush with weapon. You don't know who that they go meet and they were then a Guinean and then wicked.
From Pengu Bengu, Sokoma, me next stop na Kwendu again. As all this they be, meeting they go on na Kwendu, we say authority them from Saloon come all meeting. What's in the people that make up of this meeting and what's in they expect?
Let the president talk with him, president. Let we know within a short possible time would I get Yenga. If not a weekend, would they let and give them?
Inside this meeting, government of Saloon send Minister of Internal Affairs, National Security Coordinator, Deputy Chief of Defense Staff, Deputy Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, Director of Trade, Minister of Trade, Director of Trade and Investment, Resident Minister East, Director of Border and Provincial Security ONS, Army Chief of Staff, Brigade Commander East, Battalion Commander, 1st Infantry Battalion. These are the delegation where come on inside Saloon for this meeting na Kwendu. The only person where come on Guinea for attend this meeting. Now the Parliament Chief na Nongoa, when are the other major town where they close to Yenga, and some local authorities them from Kwendu, Kisiteng Chiefdom, Leone District. For Radio Democracy, Musa Kamara, the reports. Well, from that report, we come now studio and join with studio guests them. As I mentioned earlier, we get Abdul we now the spokesperson for Office of National Security (ONS), and also Abdul Fatoma, in the executive director for Chadi. We now campaign for Human Rights and Development International. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Saloon.
Good morning and thank you for Gateway.
Okay, today we look at the current situation of people we live in Yenga after one tussle happen after gunshots from the Guinea military. We make people run away, go to other places. Them well inside 2001, Guinea troop then been deployed in Yenga for help Saloon for fight the rebel war and keep the RUF them of the Leone district. And 2002, Saloon and Guinea signed agreements say na Saloon get Yenga and therefore give them back. In 2005, they've been signed these agreements for give Saloon Yenga. In 2019, the issue being resolved. Musa Guinea agree say na Saloon gets Yenga. But inside 2021, Guinea soldier them being come back and redeploy na Yenga. In 2025, tension don't begin escalate. We say gunshots don't even come out. Guinea don't expand then presence na Yenga more than ever before. Well, for look at this within the current security situation and within the security sector they do make we get Abdul Will, and within civil society they campaign for human rights. Make we get Abdul Fatoma na the program. Abdul Will, once again, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salo.
Thank you and good morning again.
Yeah, from that background, the Yenga situation, what in una make up of our security sector before we look at the efforts the Mona they do so far?
It's concerning because local authorities, local community people, we not do anybody anything wrong, they face that kind situation here. And it appear like say na greed and selfishness on some part of members of the GAF. Because like you rightly state, efforts may don't happen over the period where the Yenga question not to be one way being difficult any longer, or because of the economic activities where they happen at the Makuna River, we find out say some people for their own individual benefit then go stop at nothing but for continue for hold Yenga to ransom. Because the community says if not to say contrary to waiting some people they say when they do mining of any sort, but the river for access and we get for pass through Yenga, and by the treaties that we don't be established in the past, it seemed like say na Guinea then they control exclusively all the economic activities where they happen on that river day. And so then go stop at nothing. Individual military officers then go stop at nothing for continue for maintain that hegemony day. Where the head of delegation, where government been saying na Yenga where they talk say now for selfishness make some people and they behave the way they behave so. And sadly the people, some elements of the Guinean armed forces, some elements of the Guinean armed forces, and so over the period we be only get reports of persistent harassment and intimidation of people who reside on the part of Yenga who consider for be Sierra Leone, whether na Sokoma, Pogebendo, Waima, etc., etc. So because of them persistent reporting, before now we do joint border patrols for ascertain and reassure the people about the presence, about the safety and security. But that gap they just go and come. It seems say some people they don't exploit them, and therefore we now decide say let we get permanent deployments now strategic areas including Sokoma. And these deployments now trigger some kind of a reaction on the part of the GAF personnel will be lead to that situation. We even reports of a gunshot being fired on the air we emerge. So because of that kind development, in come where the people feel threatened for say if we dey on a net, sometimes they want to can't get the tendency for can't do things and to we not go fine, and therefore they move in their numbers for come and settle Nakwendo town. And so because of that development, the pictures we make round on social media and other media platforms, government will constitute that delegation. We been go get engagement to the authorities on the ground. Okay. So one will get an opportunity for get first-hand information about what actually trigger this recent development, and how we go collectively able for discuss the issue and find a common a permanent problem onto that. For me, maybe even though it will sound ironical, but this kind of development supposed to trigger an action for how we resolve the Yenga question once and for all. Right. Now that promise the National Security Coordinator be make we speak to the people and say the Yenga situation and major other border concerns between Sierra Leone and Guinea will become thing of the past very shortly.
All right. Forget things clear. Waiting lead we make the Guinean authority them fire gunshot.
Well. I think they then go best answer that question there because there was
no able talk to the authority them during the Teruna go.
The Guinean, the military authority. We talk to some Guinean authorities, but none be the civilian part, and they say no get answers to that kind of question there. We're not able to talk, unfortunately, with our military counterparts because they refuse to attend the meeting, even though we extend an invitation to them. And they look forward, say they will attend a day on several occasions with the battalion commander for 1st Infantry Battalion. They persistently call on in counterpart on the Nongoa side on the need for let you attend this meeting for let we get that engagement day. He refuse to pick it up.
Now, Abdul Will, you say a selfish interest in the side of some Guinea military officers. Them they say the central government of Guinea not even aware say they occupy Yenga forcefully?
I don't go talk so, because I go be very much disingenuous for making that kind of comment there. But the fact now that the Salon we know, in terms of the structures and the chains of command with the existing Salon, it not seem to be the same with what they obtain in Guinea. This joint technical commission where the governments of both countries don't set up, it gets people in Guinea where they in high places, all of the relevant authorities, from border commission to security to people in civil society to people who are lawyers and so on and so forth. So waiting any do we expect say therefore cascade same to people who get boots on the ground. We they do that one day and do so effectively. Whether they do them na something where somebody go or for question, because if they may do it effectively, it means then kind of situation not for the
Will my colleague earlier ask you what in trigger for make Guinea soldier then fire. According to the explanation we'll get from Sukoma, then people are don't they enjoy military dominance now the Yenga region. Hence they not only capture Yenga, but they get other villages that we under their control, and one extent to Sokoma and other villages them. When they notice say 2 Salon soldier go na Sokoma, make troop come on Guinea and can warn them people and say we don't want to see Salon soldier na. And because they see plenty Salon soldier, then now they begin shoots randomly. Why is it that after they don't resolve this Yenga issue, Salon not send troop na Yenga for protecting citizens them, but left the entire Yenga region in the hands of Guinean soldiers?
Yenga is a small village. What we call a region, it appear, it paints a picture like say that some wide, a vast land. A small village, I understand from the point of view where they come out. But don't forget, say, before this development, we get Guinea troops them, we don't construct a permanent structure na Yenga, and they even get at sure say that back in the one way we all know about where the right man since 1885, where the suggest say that they lay claims to that particular side as to whether or not they for determine which Salon soldier man or Salon security for Kana, Sukuma, Waima, or Pogebendo. Done in a something.
But now they determine that.
No, that's not the case. As we speak, I sure say you go there in Sokoma, we get full joint military and police deployment.
This is after where the situation don't worse.
Sokoma, they even back of Yenga.
No, this is after the situation don't worse. Before this time, that they determine would have for go na Sokoma or would have for go na Yenga or surrounding villages.
So now that
anywhere they notice Salon soldier, then go strictly and warn the people that say we don't want to see Salon soldier na ya.
So that tells you how waiting at the level of even understanding, because you don't go one civilian for say I don't want to see soldier man na ya. I think say for confront your military counterpart for say I don't want to see military presence. But the position is we are going to maintain our deployment in Sokoma and other surrounding villages. I mean, where the head of delegation when he talk say he emphasize say patience and dialogue now when painful now what could be difficult. But if you weigh the option between violence or violent confrontation and dialogue, I think say the best option will still remains dialogue. But when they bring calm, then kind development here to the attention of the relevant authorities, what we've been doing at the meeting, it clear say the people of Yenga, they don't fed up with that kind of situation, and they call on the authorities of both countries on the need for let us and dialogue and find a permanent and immediate solution to the Yenga question.
Continuing for the week inside the program, in name now Abdul Will, in the Director of Strategic Communications, Office of National Security. We call over now to you, Abdul Fatoma, Chief Executive for Chadi. One of the civil society them we don't look at different issues them we don't happen at the country. Recently get for the with the Yenga issue as civil society. We're doing a makeup of this particular issue. We are in Sierra Leone and they don't start to left that particular place.
It's painful to this country. And every territorial land of this country now a constitutional obligation of the government. I mean, the people of this country go careless which political party within our power, but the constitution places a high obligation on government of Sierra Leone for ensure say the people of this country are protected and safe. And for now we get an incident wherein some part of a country controlled by another country, it shows we inability as a country for protect ourselves. The painful thing is that since 2002, that the year where we civil war done, now in Salon in Guinea signed the agreement, the first agreement, then inside the time of late President Kaba. And inside 2005 again, Guinea be acknowledged say they're willing and ready for return back the deployment base when I be Yenga to the government of Sierra Leone. So the people of Sierra Leone go get their freedom and liberty at that part of the country. And inside 2012, when Salon don't change an administration, we then say we don't change an administration. We get former President Nkrumah. He been signed another agreement again with the government of Guinea for ensure say Guinea respect the previous promise and obligations that we then don't agree to in the previous two things. Inside 2013, the Manuel River Union, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, with former President Nkrumah and the President we've been in Guinea, they also make a lot of emphasis, and by then time when they talk about regional security and development. So Yenga will be a prime issue because the inhabitant them na Yenga, the natives them from Yenga, then they over within these three countries, the Gizi people in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, and also in Guinea. So several efforts has been made, and the Sierra Leone government for be conscious of the constitutional responsibility. And this is not the far if you hold the Constitution of Sierra Leone. You go chapter 1 and chapter 2. It's very clear how it plays a huge obligation. For the government, we don't get three administration. Way up to date, where would they talk this morning? They not get the capacity yet for resolve this issue. It's painful for let you in your own country, you deprive of your civil liberty. People that way they in that part, where we team talk to, they're not able to engage on their business. We go on the ground, take to Sokoma, and we team attend the meeting at Kwendu, where the government organized for ensure say then talk to stakeholders them and the people them and the youth them. But before them, we've been on the talk to the youth leaders them and local authorities them. The Sokoma and Kwendu Yenga area. Also, and a particular day been there, they want for come do them business. And they wake up that morning, the Guineans, and say, both Sierra Leone and Liberia, not the cross for can over, for can do the usual business with them in do. So they return the Sierra Leoneans and the Liberians. So the women, the way they do business on that side, where they may not send the market there ahead, be totally be deprived for gain access to the market.
Right.
And that become a whole tension. And the anxiety and the insecurity where we people in that part of the country they live in, unless you're not patriotic to this country. But just imagine you us where you don't build, you don't buy land. If you're not to build land, your papa or whosoever, but you're in your own place. Then somebody come on outside, you can't snap now you gate if you get gate or it surround you. Say they come on a door for play or you picking them. It's so emotional, it's so painful.
All right. Now,
yes,
Mr. Fatoma, this thing don't happen for long term, but this being term, it seems as if a little bit worse. Is it that now governments not seek the people interest in that particular side we see Guinea and them even don't go put permanent structure there?
Well, the Sierra Leone government, as I say, from 2002, when we start this effort, to 2025, it's over 20 years, don't feel the constitutional obligation for protect, or show concern over the interests of them people then they. And this country, we not look serious, the government and the people of this country not look serious about security issues, either national security or even personal security. We just feel say security issues now one common issues. We get countries, them budget. The security aspect they hit more than even the health care of the citizens. Why? Because when you protect your sovereignty, your military might and your military power, and we see that the sub-region there, when other West African countries want for actually send a message to the entire African continent or the West African sub-region, then they use their Independence Day for display the new arms and ammunition the way they don't get, or the inauguration of the president. If you go, when I hear a story here a time ago, I think it was Musa or somebody, when a Guinean soldiers give all motoka tire to we own soldier man there, because they say they don't make several requests for let them motoka get tire for the patrol. The entire they don't patch until the tire lost sense of patch, so you're not able to take any patch anymore. So basically, that emotional torture alone, when we men then go get on the ground, it seriously go affect, with performance. And the fact that say we as a country we neglect with responsibility for allow Guinea military or Guinea authority for put structures. Now we own country not through diplomatic means but through forceful means. That alone is send a signal. Okay. So from the organization point of view, we own position. Now for urge the government Australian for tell the Guineans and say Yenga, based on their agreement and acceptance, Yenga belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, and the people of Sierra Leone where they live in Yenga, therefore able for enjoy the fundamental right like anybody where they enjoy the freedom and movement inside Freetown, or any of the policymakers, lawmakers, politicians, civil society, or every facet of people.
Okay, before we go for break, is it that Salone security sector not get the capacity for protect society?
We not get the sufficient financial resources for even taking very good care of the security. We actually not respect the word security and the security sector in this country. We will not go out for Tokaya, but even themselves, they not get the required resources as ONS for actually coordinate national security affairs. You look at the military, up to now we not get chopper, helicopter will not get her. If you go even the space where they make for the helicopter, they land na concrete. The demarcations that you can't see it visibly from afar. So even in emergency, you tell anybody for can land there, you get for take an experienced person. You go around concrete, it's all about scrap vehicles. You see they may even take there as a dumping ground. That's disrespectful. You go to military barracks there, you cannot believe that these men and women were sacrificed for join the army for protect we now this country. Now they face that. You go also to the police. You see police station there, how dilapidated, how challenging the environment there for these people there. We need for take national security issue as a very serious and important issue.
Fatoma, will they come look at what are the implication of foreign troop we base in your country in terms of investors' confidence and other citizens' confidence in their security?
The program na Good Morning Salone, we come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program, we continue to look at more issues we get for do with Yenga. Also, the chief and chair lady for Yenga say because Guinean soldier them, they harass them, make Some of them they get challenged, forget things for eat, side for sleep, and safe clothes for wear. Then people here talk this in our interview to the democracy. We them raise concern but the harassment where the Guinean soldier them they do to them. For more on this, make we join Musa Kamara.
Mina Township, Tambanyuma, Yenga.
You dey Kwendu now? What's happened?
Right now, where they Kwendu, the way I see the situation, where Guinea Soya then the actual train I make at this place, I can Kwendu town.
Where you follow us there? I mean population.
The population who Kaya work about 87 people then we don't displace na Yenga we cannot destroy ya.
What's exactly happened for somebody to listen to you now? We make una finally to na Bondu and left Yenga.
Right now, what you make we to Bondu and Yenga the condition where the Guinea Soya then the actual we not go na the bushland, we they not give freedom more again. What you more make we pull your heart. Then can't cut through before we. I was saying that instead ambush no more being done. Then can't cut through before we. So we not go for Guinea. Then we not for Ghana Salonia. We just don't mean do no more. And we know the work at the bush then. We say we they get now we live. So now make we say escape. We can't go to town here for let get cold heart small.
I mean for understand say we want go back.
Right now go back. Me what in up so this trusses and this shirt what in up so now here come out. And not take even one from 6 1 move then I then close here move food. I don't even get 1 grain trusses for their account because the cut heart way he don't depend me. I don't even me picking the normal whole hand then account then.
Una go dey back. What did they say?
And they tell we say we not go back. Say we not Sierra Leone, we not to Guinea. Say Yenga na Guinea day. Say we not to Guinea, so we not for go back. Say we should do na Sierra Leone. All we chop we dey, we everything dey. Right now, we say we do so. For let we get what we dey itself na problem. If you then say let we be an atonya, all we property, everything we get out for, we let we get living inside. All day and that we there, we not get nothing, we not get job. They not they look out of we now we no more this so they waka na atonya. From see we left here and we can't pass we never them. So they sorry for we give me 1 plate, we get picking them boku. If you then give 1 plate, what did they do with them? You picking them, what are they eat? So now that the money we the message to the authority right now what you need, we want go back na Yenga. Me I not the tell person lie. I want go back na Yenga.
Una patient them.
How we go patient na ya? We not get lodging na ya, we not get it done. Me what in up so na police ballots are done. Me na township. Na police ballots are done right now. Na grown. Now all me family themselves are not they them together. All
Lady from Yenga.
Yeah.
You dey Kwendu. What happened?
We dey Kwendu. Now them man them na Yenga. This soldier man them. Because we use them here them, but now this sleep and don't make we don't afraid. Tension with them can't sleep and I make we run away.
How lifetime for you, Naya?
Oh, they not the yakba no more. No get full, no nothing. So now for that we come for them here with sister then give we lodging, chop or you get 5 people then. Children then you meet the sister in back get 5. How wanna go able to survive? But they would manage. The car then can't go reach we so. But one more allow return back because for the all whole. Put her in say back. From Wednesday we left out on the around the 9 o'clock.
All in say back now.
Yes, now 9 o'clock. Net now we left that on the Wednesday, Thursday, today Saturday. We're not sure say we go meet them alive. So all thing they don't put behind the normal. It's not easy.
When you don't attempt for go Yenga?
They not agree. Yesterday we go, they not agree. Day before yesterday we go, they not agree.
What are they not agree?
Now then Guinea soldier man there. So once we don't come on, we not for enter again. They will for them. They we been go say for go take rest because we get small rest there. If we for go take full, at least if we not sleep they say they allow we sleep there. But for take full, we can't eat here the children them, but they not agree. So back we not force. Yesterday now we go then say meeting day today. We back we not force now we sit down. So they can't listen now the meeting how then they end.
How much people come out with?
Yeah, come out 8 weekend there with me self 9.
Where you order from Bulem? People then still Yenga?
Yes. People then did it. That was 3 did it. 2 man, 1 woman.
And then 3 left Yenga. The balance don't come out.
Yeah, all don't come out.
Well, that's now the chair lady and the chief for Yenga. Me explain to reporter Musa Kamara also me talk about the challenge whether they get. But as we tell now earlier on, say they get one of the member of parliament them for Kailan district, Honorable Engineer Fala Kenewa Tengbe. Now we get online. We go tell we waiting at the present situation at this moment. Na Yenga. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning. And thank you for having me.
All right, Honorable, waiting at the situation at this moment, na Yenga.
Yes, well, the situation no change much. It still remain the same. The Yenga, of course, we don't say GAF. One of the Guinean armed forces, we don't come build permanent structures. They may don't do the end of recent. The change will don't take place now that then don't slightly move off the camp, jump the Yenga village itself, and can station at the Peking, where then be illegally don't construct it in recent past. So as a result of that unlawful occupation, they may don't stop the main highway, then block camps, that's an international highway. So people don't get freedom of movement currently. So we say from the end, government don't respond proactively. They say don't can deploy troops. So we don't get them cut off from the west end, and we also get them cut off from the east end, for which now something like just 100 to 200 meters between each military forces.
All right. Now, Honorable, you mean the Yenga over the weekend, and one thing we're not able to clear it up till now. Now the reason we make the Guinean soldier shoot. What really happened?
Yes, well, there is a nearby village called Sukuma. This my village where you the team up of Sukuma. There you see, of course, Yenga. Sukuma at the top hill. So there was this time we them in the camp, they enter, then do illegal registration. We have been reporting one at the House of Parliament. We suspect they want to do cartographic mapping, and during them processes, they know them don't they come. Civilians there, some they don't they balance, some they get discussions with them. So both them in the reporter, and myself in the reporter, other media houses in the reporter. So this latter part now, unfortunately for them, they come for camp stay permanently, and they meet we Australian soldiers around. Well, they were not in large number, but we they interface with each other, and they are say Anna Guinea, they are back say Anna Salon. So them in get for withdraw. So they tell them withdraw, then go explain it and Colonel Uba. Now that time they get for send more troops, and we then they land on the Yenga soil. That time they will be people in the area that 3 gunshots. But from then, I want to say the place so far will not have any gunshots, and we Sierra Leone Army don't deploy. They don't move an inch, and just station side and day, while diplomatic engagement is ongoing.
All right, you mentioned say they may want to do cartographic mapping. Who are them people here? Is it the Guinean authority?
The Guinean authorities. Then they come, they cross all villages where they just at the bank of the river and other outlying villages. Then they can they. So they will come, they ask the people say that they register, they want for can build pump for them, they want for can give them solar light, medicine. That's how they started the fakeism. So we've been to report this, but we response time I want for say to be honest, is very slow. So to return away, finally the plan say they want for stretch out for capture also Sukuma. That ended the meet now. Salon soldier back don't deploy, so they might go again.
All right. So during the time when you report this in a parliament, what in the leadership mean do towards this?
Well, as you know, as a politician, when you get problem from your constituency, you get for reporter. So there was this time when whatever they do, or report them, or are they up, get or do write up send to immediate boss with the leader of government business, and at times I can escalate them to the speaker for that they're aware. So I can also, whilst at the reporting that, then the foreign minister, the chief minister can also update them. So out of their engagement, they didn't update them. That's been the make we be see some response. We then go say, okay, well, we're going to Guinea for our engagement. Then people there. Then the foreign minister, they don't come. We get engagement with them. Now the garrison based building can illegally built. Then the first Brigadier General, EU Kamara Binde, the Foreign Minister being for make we candy. Then Givao, Honorable Givao, we don't candy. And me and Colonel, Colonel A.B. Kamara, the battalion commander for Daru, also we don't candy. We don't go right inside Nongoa, Guinea. We don't engage with them at the garrison base. But I want to tell you the stark reality that the people are callous. And you don't really understand it today, to date, why really they just want for the deprived way of our own sovereignty rights.
Right. So lastly, what about the people we may not left them village them? They don't return or then still they out of the town?
Okay, I think them people and they initially then we stop them. Of course, we need for establish that premise. Later, a big meeting in the Aquendria, then get engagement for which them get for send the paramount chief with their cross camp. And then we get some understanding, say, then we make sure say them people in the return. On the day of the meeting, we then go, where people want to return, they reject them. However, 2 hours later, then we get for same message, say, let them go. And yesterday now, they sent through the paramount chief for say let the paramount chief make the people a return. But that is yet to be verified this morning. So we can forget CHISEC meeting this morning. So in that meeting, they will go establish the full facts as to whether all of the people have returned or some are yet to.
All right. Plenty thank you for joining inside the program this morning.
Thank you.
In name na Honorable Engineer Fala Tengbe, in a member of Parliament for Kailaun District, as we give you updates about the situation presently in Yenga.
The program Good Morning Salunde continue. We still look at the Yenga situation. We get Abdul Karim Will at the program still, and Abdul Karim Will, you don't be quiet for a long time at the program now, but he gets from the honorable member na the area, and waiting factual at that the Guinean military don't move from them base sending in Yenga, and they come further to Koindu. This is a situation where people not pleased with, and talk even there around say the people in next target now Koindu, and then they come Kailaun and also take the Moa River. This worrisome to now at all a security sector?
Honestly concerning, but for speak to that movement from the base towards Koindu, there is a baking. I should say that one don't be shown on various media platforms where the right spanner since 1885. That baking is a little away from Usai, then do the permanent construction. So this recent development, it make them for move come to that baking point, and you know they beyond that one day. But the reality is that in a concerning situation, you know, that make will continue for get fruitful and effective engagement at the diplomatic level, so that we go resolve this tier, because it is in the interest of the people and that we resolve them without rancor. Where the paramount chief for Nongoa they speak, it clearly states say, as far as in concern, you know they see Salon person, you know they see Guinea person, they see the same people. It go interesting for note say people in other area they na the parrot beak. They all speak one and the same language, their customs and culture same, no different. Intermarriages don't take place. When you can Nongoa from Salon, you go to Nongoa. The somebody when a Kisi person where he reach Nongoa, he almost the home. The same thing for somebody in Nongoa where he come na and the same thing for going to Foya na Liberia. So then three people and they intertwined, they united. Now some external elements them, even though na national elements them, especially in the form of some security personnel, they come and reject. So he talks say, he talk also say the current situation not only they bring untold suffering to people in a Salon on the Sierra Leonean axis, the people in Nongoa also they equally feel the pain, because most of the produce them whether they trade in now from Salon they come out, whether na cocoa, coffee and palm oil. Now from Salon they come out and go into Nongoa. With this recent standoff, the people are under business people or even people for their own livelihood they in suffer. So he appeal that let a total demilitarization take
but this chief voting in the talk not so in the resonate with the military person. He gets the meeting where the paramount chief from Nongawa and the paramount chief from Salon side all na Sokoma then agree say make the people and go na them farm there after they be don't tap them not for go na them farm there. The day where all this meeting Guinea military then come for can investigate what in that chief and Salon chief can all meeting for. And then stop and put one in say they don't want to see Salon soldier on that side. As you get from the MP, then they even don't do cartographic mapping at that area. Now they supply them and other things. Then this now a worrisome situation. What in ONS they do apart from this meeting where una go all where even Guinea authorities they not show up.
So from what the scenario we present, it tells you say some element. Some people within the security structure, on the other part, sadly, they don't show respect to authorities. I don't think say Salon military go come and then counter a formidable arrangement with the paramount chief of a chiefdom don't enter into with a company. You just discard them and forget about it.
But the people waiting say no, they follow.
It's not the same thing.
But Salon still talk about diplomatic means with people where no they listen diplomatic protocol at all.
We get little or no option for that because that even in the interest of the people in Yenga. Not forget, not to out of fear for go into battle, not to out of fear for go into conflict.
Salon get the capacity for go into battle.
Two elephants and we go fed. And what it go mean? Now the people in Yenga, now they go run away come na Kwendu. The people in Kwendu go run away come na Daru, and so on and so forth. Now people on either end, now they go suffer. Don't forget say, sometimes in there it's easy for things say a big pass this person, I get weapons pass this person, I get might pass this person, and therefore if we go into conflict, I go defeat her easily. Most often it don't be proven for be the opposite end. I mean, I don't want to make reference to other countries because I don't want to be do PR like that to them. It is not out of fear, but it's out of respect for the people holding at that side. Because if you obstruct them through any conflict, engagement in conflict with counterpart them, they go spell doom for and we don't go into war as a country. We know what are the repercussions of war. So it only means say, even though it's difficult for engage in dialogue of this nature, one way they see insincerity on the counterpart, but no matter how painful it be, if that is the best option for the benefit of the people, they go for continue and pursue that.
As you talk about diplomatic means, report the show say them people there get influence over Bomaru, Fendu, Yaradu, and Bondu, and now the latest have been Pengu and Sokoma. Then one get influence over. How long this diplomatic means they continue as then people continue for can inside you land further?
I wish I get a blueprint answer, but I mean hope. I should say that the hope of every Sierra Leonean that we will put this behind we within the shortest possible time. The National Security Coordinator will be emphatic about that one day. That a concern that a peace or day na Yenga, na Pogebendu, Sokoma and other things, it will affect the whole of Sierra Leone. If peace day, it will be in peace for everybody, and therefore a pledge in commitment for ensure we resolve this Yenga situation immediately. Very shortly there is going to be an engagement of this boundary affirmation na Liberia who say with Guinea and counterpart in the casino at the table. Okay. And then it don't be followed after the meeting will be hold na Kailau for discuss the issues there. A painful, a difficult, emotional, but I think so we go for continue in that trajectory because it day in the interest of the Salon, it day in the interest of the people who decide there. So that at the end of the day, the issue of a border ownership not bring disunity among the same people.
Okay.
I mean, I can't put boundaries no more. But the same people.
Continue for the way to be inside the program. We'll recover to you, Mr. Fatoma. We'll not get better time because you left for your at any time at the studio. You are waiting the member of parliament say concerning issues them where they happen. We are in say even though reports na parliament, but yet still we don't see any way forward. What do you think is the way forward at this moment?
Before going to the way forward, I mean, the Member of Parliament and the security sector representative here just confirmed my previous position, on this whole situation. That we as a country since 2002, when at that very year we officially announced, January 18, say the war done at this country. I mean, we moved from a civil war, and we signed a MOU or agreement with the Guinean authority for let them left, and they not agree for left. Till 2005, we go back and they acknowledge it and they left. So this creates a lot of insecurity for we as a country and the people the way they live in that part, of this country. So within this detail, we incapacity as a country for protect we own territorial integrity and we people them and look after them welfare. Now a serious concern for every Sierra Leonean. If the government not wake up to that, they talk to the people of this country. We need for urge with government for find any peaceful means for ensure say we people them where they live in that part of the country live in a peaceful life, even though we get social and economic challenges in this country. But it will be better we day in a peaceful situation than we day in an anxiety. For let somebody live in a fear for 20 good years and above, emotionally not good for the health.
Okay.
Because we all don't come up from the civil war, and then they see the picture of war every blessed day and week. So that's not good. And when you look at the attitude and the appetite of the Guinean authority over the eastern region of this country, we think that Yenga, Sokoma, they can't claim even Kelema. The Kelema people don't want for readiness. But if you then think that they allow, we as a country, with failure for protect this country, we allow Guinea for take over large part of Kailan and take Kailan. The next stop will be maybe Kenema, and the other side put Loco and Cambia.
All right.
Because these are very close, with the Guinea. So they encourage something where we other generation not go able for stand. And as a country where I say we get a lot of problem for let we move forward. I remember 2006 when Salon government be put them budget up to 26% for empower the security sector, both police and military. 1 year ahead of election, we politicize that process. That we not get war, but we go buy more ammunition. And when an Escroman regime self buys on tank them, Palo by them, it also, people they also politicize the whole thing. So we as a people, we just think that say security not important. You go now Wilberforce, a road construction company run by the Chinese, now they then depot day. And no country the way they compromise one of the biggest, military base, na the capital city, and really, subletter to another foreign national. No matter the gravity or the importance of that help, you go around State Avenue or Tower Hill, you will find a lot of structures there where pose a lot of security threat to this country, even Motokazem, where we ministers, MPs there, and people that way relate to senior government official. They drive motorcar that will not get number plate. Or cover the number plate. That alone is a threat to national security. But we take that as a fashion and say this that the people then this way they empower.
Okay.
So we as a country, if we not rise up to the deceitful nature of Guinea in this process, and then continue appetite for encroach and occupy Sierra Leonean territory, and with the fear that say we want diplomacy, yes we want that, but with people then they're under bondage. So how do we do that? How do we address that? The constitution make a clear provision where it give a responsibility to the government. So when we actually look at this whole thing, like Musa said before we go for the break, the threat na Yenga, they create a lot of economic instability at national level.
All right.
We only look at, because people go out for look at, if you want for invest in Sierra Leone, first thing first, the security situation of the country is a peaceful country. No, then get a dispute with a neighboring country. And not a secret, we all know the Guinean military strength, how it heavier than Sierra Leone. but we don't get war groups and we don't fight war on a moral courage. You now look Hamas, now Israel get high military strength more than Hamas, but Hamas continue to survive on courage. You look at, in Afghanistan, you look at the Taliban and the Afghan authority, the weapons that the US supply, but you still see that say them fight with courage.
So you recommend violence, or you recommend let's alone retaliate? Is that the case?
No, I think listen me, you get it wrong.
All right. Now, Mr. Fatoma, one big thing where a lot of people concerned about recently now, we are in the Sierra Leone government allow Mamadi for come with Amoka and ammunition straight to his state house through the capital city of Freetown. Plenty people believe saying that for me under the Guinean authority they don't start for we saloon.
I mean, we not only don't do that once, for me unacceptable, but I mean this country either we get complex over certain individuals, we just get a strong weakness with that. Muammar Gaddafi be do that with we as well. He entered within military. Maybe you guys were more young or what. You bring a heavy military escort, and even grief or sleep inside any tent them build for her, and sleep there, and entire security be guarded by military personnel. Ghanaians recently they cry when the Burkina Faso head of state now, the military leader, go in the inauguration within the president of Ghana within pistol. Up to now, people get concerned. So I think we they take a lot of over familiarity and drop protocols that don't be with weakness in this country and even this sub-region. But me now one person will not trust the Guinean authority in terms of the promises, or even government of Sierra Leone tell we say then they meet in Liberia. Look, from Chastela time, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, we are, and now Boakai, 4 presidents in Liberia. We still get this issue. Guinea, 2 civilian, and the rest now you will count the military, people there. Sierra Leone, we get late President Kaba, former President Kroma, and now we get President Madabio. So 3 leaders, and Liberia are 4 leaders, right? So we don't take parties inside and in the pawn out of the pawn negotiation. We get several other options without war. If this guy then not ready, ECOWAS don't fail we, Mano River Union don't fail we, because several times Mano River Union will not get the capacity. Look the office where they did. A whole regional body for 4 countries. With no disrespect to them. But we're not serious at this region for really treat security diplomacy issue as a sensitive and important issue.
But according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy, so you don't so they mean the way I say the next stop will be ECOWAS court.
I mean, like ECOWAS courts now. You see, these people that they even outside of ECOWAS currently, the very ECOWAS be non-suspended. So how you go to court somebody we know they under jurisdiction, they say the for goal. So I mean, we get the international, Sudan and other countries that don't go through other similar process like this. Nigeria be get this same thing with Cameroon. I mean, we have to find a amicable way as a country. But now we don't get the sense and the reality that Guinea is not prepared to live peacefully. They have demonstrated that several times, and with people then they're under attack, then they're under bondage. So the government for ensure that these people they enjoy their constitutional rights.
It start for look at messages, but quickly we understand say the Guinean authority them arrest Salon Soja. Is it true?
Not to we knowledge. I don't think it's not true. We don't get any report of that nature.
Okay, inside the program, we start for look at messages, Musa.
This one, they say, this is so sad to see our fellow compatriots being displaced in their own territory, but I'm not surprised. If the junta government entered this country with terrifying military troops without any caution, then I'm afraid from Medley Savage.
This one from Floxy. Floxy say the Guineans see us a weak nation, not because of our military might. Okay, this one not too clear.
This one from Edwina John. Now with Facebook page, they say they are registering the people of Yenga as Guineans.
This one from Albert, they say, what is Fatoma saying when the junta leader of Guinea once drove his unannounced security through our state house?
Okay, this one from Lolo Gasparini in our Facebook page. They say the Yenga issue didn't start today. It has been there since the time of Jan Kaba and then by Kroma. They had the chance to fix it and failed. So don't come and now and put all the blame on President Bio if at the sudden appeared. This habit of politicizing every national issues is dangerous and only hurts Sierra Leone progress. Enough is enough.
This one say the Guinea authority them really don't weigh Sierra Leone. That's why then they do some of them here.
This one from Oxford Kamade say the competing claims to this Yenga territory has been a historic issue with many diplomatic dialogue over disputed boundaries in the past years to settlements reached. Can stakeholders and related others consider areas of commonalities for both nations such as state farms or industrial estates done around these disputed boundaries? This will benefit both nations and deter unrest for those living there.
This one from Ishmael Sharif. He says Sierra Leone is a peaceful and law-abiding country. From 2002 up to date, they are dealing with the treaties and MOU that we are signed. So why the Guinean not following the same?
This one from Joseph Josiah, they say some of us have said it before. If we don't fight those guys, they will never stop. What they are doing? Ukraine knew they can't fight Russia, but they are still fighting.
This one from McTen and Yenga, say a high-level government delegation which include prominent officials such as the minister and deputy ministers of internal affairs and defense, senior representative from the Office of National Security, Sierra Leone Armed Forces, and the police visited Yenga on Saturday to address the long-standing border dispute. With the presence of these high-level authorities, I'm convinced the problem of Yenga will finally come to an end by the grace of God.
This one from Explore Sierra Leone, they say I have been to Yenga several times. Yenga is run by the Guinean people. Guineans are living there. They are using Guinean language and money. Even sell Guinean goods. I see some deployed military personnel there from Sierra Leone, but they don't seem in control of their entire premises. To be noted, Yenga is not the only territory lost to Guinea. Even some parts in the north, especially Falaba, has been completely capitalized by Guineans.
This one from Victor Fode say, what did the ONS ever done since the permanent building was built in Yenga by this military junta?
This one from Abdul Abubakar Rashid, now Facebook page, they say Abdul Will, a person from the security sector, gunshot from the Guinean side. You say like Guinean authorities for explain that. You not think say now one in shot from their side and now waiting they see from we own side make then they give warning.
The last one I will take for now because of time. This one from Deborah Cole say, good morning, Radio G. Sierra Leone has celebrated its 64 years of independence, but till now the highest rate of corruption in the country has undermined the country development. Thanks to President Bio for his effort in all sectors, but honestly, even in the office of the president, there are people who are working against your development.
Okay, from that message here, we come to Abdul Karim Will. Abdul Karim Will, you don't get the messages them, within a response to them and the way forward for Yenga from the security standpoint.
So let me take it to the various texts. It appears like in Dana the case, Yenga seemed to be the most topical of the issues relating to border security concerns between Sierra Leone and Guinea. But the reality is not only Yenga na the question. In fact, by we assessment, we get over 35 other causing points. We get contention, and what we think say na areas that we don't be encroached upon by Guineans. So because of their concerns then and because of what they happen now in Yenga, the Joint Technical Commission we then set for Guinea and Sierra Leone now for address all of their concerns and for states say their concerns are at the highest level. Then Joint Technical Commissions what they talk about now the African Union now they spearhead the discussion and they facilitate the discussions with GIZ providing the necessary funding support. So yes, somebody writes say the Guineans come do cartographic mapping. They attempt for can do cartographic map for determine the population at that community day, but that they be resisted and they stop them even to the extent that they be one for begin for get out some tents them. So we've been going to Guinea, I mean na Kwendu, one of the things the way government been do now for supply the people them with the basic things them where maybe they may lacking through the DHM team na Kailaon. One other thing what we realize now because of the economic activity where they happen there and mainly Guinea na the beneficiaries. So one recommendation will come out also now for see how the Ministry of Trade and Industry will encourage the produce marketing company for establish buying centers within and around the Yenga general area. We go now encourage Sierra Leonean business people for do business within Sierra Leonean territory and then nobody not take advantage of them because then they go sell there. I mean somebody talk and rightly so that we law abiding or they follow due process. We're mindful of the relationship, the good relationship that exists between we and Sierra Leone, between we and Guinea, and we want to maintain that one or even improve on them. So over the period now that kind posture they now we don't get and now we'll continue to forget because it is in the interest of the people. Citing Ukraine, Israel, Afghanistan and so on and so forth. Now people and they die. Ukrainians and they die in their drones. People in Israel, people in Gaza, they die in their numbers. Not to that they will go on for Sierra Leone. That make would they continue for exercise patience so that they will resolve this issue. I mean, Mr. Fatoma talks finding all peaceful means for resolve this thing. Nine are the way to go, and that kind peaceful means nine are the position of the Sierra Leonean authorities for engage with the counterpart them, for bring and come to the attention of the relevant authorities. Very shortly we'll get a meeting in Liberia for discuss this and several other issues. We'll get a platform for bring and come to the attention.
Will, you say according to UNA findings, the Guineans them about 30 border entering points them they enter inside Saloon. But always when you see saloon borders or checkpoints, then they can be 7 miles off from the neighboring country. But Guinea, they use the opportunity for enter inside saloon. What you can talk at security level that I don't fair not say Guinea they invade saloon by part.
Well, now that make now in realization of the fact say because we want to follow due process, we want to follow the standards we don't be established by international norms. Now that make even in we posture around the border communities, we also they follow that kind of thing because by right, your deployment for give room for buffer zone. You know can deploy exactly at the nose of the other person. If you do so, you get the tendency for spark of violence. So something in there, now then buffer zone they already left, now they other people and they take advantage and can't do their deployment. But now all of this we'll say let we find a sustainable resolution to all of them concerns them, make the AU, the two governments of the two countries establish joint technical commissions here. We get people enrolled from the security sector, people enrolled from the law, people enrolled from academia, civil society, and so on and so forth. So that when we resolve the here, maybe one of the recommendations so we don't give if they go by them now follow we sign new treaties and discard their old treaties and because some of them treaties and they get a lot of gaps, they get a lot of lacunas where somebody can exploit and do things
we whether new or old treaties, the Guineans they follow the treaties. How soon how long will they continue for left buffer zone let Guinea go the enter inside Saloon?
Well, Guinea not to country in space. Now the same mortal man and they just like the same mortal man within a salon. I think say whether they abide to policies or non-policies, now we on posture will get for force them for also abide to waiting they don't sign up to by making the presence physical in the communities and make we people them also feel belong to Sierra Leone by erecting the structures them way for be permanent we get to security presence by even encouraging people them for do trade in country. Why it's not bad because in the 15th protocol of the MRU it say the unfettered movement of people them for be encouraged, and for that then it happen it means say all countries they for abide by the thing that we signed up to. But I want to say without making any case on behalf of the Guinean authorities, but the fact remains something in the people and individuals who deploy in certain positions around the borders, they almost there on their own. Then I drag them, they're not listen to any authority.
Alright, plenty thank you joining inside the program this morning. Name na Abdul Will, in a Director Strategic Communications Office of National Security. As we there this morning, we may look at the Yenga issue and same way so we get inside the program Abdul Fatoma, we are the Chief Executive for Chadi. Plenty thank you joining inside the program this morning.